Hello. Welcome to Wednesday, December 15th, our iBUG Android Insight call. The last one for the year of 2021. Well, y'all know this is all about Android. So we discuss everything that deals from the phones to the tablets, to the Fire tablet, to the Alexa devices, the Google devices. We will talk about anything that runs on the Android platform. So, this is an open call where we all can join in. Everybody's question and opinion is greatly appreciated. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping right now. Please just remember that this call is being recorded so that if you ever want to go back and listen to this episode or any of our previous episodes, you will go to ibugtoday.org, go under the Android Insight tab, and you will find um, all of our recordings there. And then just remember, we do not raise our hands. We just ask that when you need to ask a question or you want to make a comment, that you wait for a little lull, say your name, and wait till you're recognized by one of the facilitators, myself or my co-facilitator, Harshid. And then you can speak. Also, if you need, be mindful of background noises. So if you need to mute, it's Alt A if you're on the PC. It's Command Shift A if you're on your Mac. If you're on a tablet, if you're on your iPad, just remember it's in the top middle. If you're on your other phone, it's in your bottom left corner. So um, we want to also, at this point, thank the ACB community for hosting our call. And thank you, Brad, for moderating for us. And then I'm going to turn it over to Sandia so that she can give you some of what's going on with iBug for the rest of the month.
All right, thank you, Ava. So for this week, we're wrapping. It's still a pretty busy week for iBug. Tomorrow is Thursday. We have on the Clubhouse platform. If you follow our club, join our club, iBug today. We are going to be having It's iBug's Life, and we'll be talking about shopping and last minute shopping, obviously. And that will be from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. All times that I mentioned will be Central. Then following that, we'll have iBug Trekkie Talk for you Trekkies out there. We'll be back on the Zoom platform, the same Zoom platform that you're on right now. You can use that same link. And we'll be finishing up the season 3 of Discovery, of Star Trek Discovery. And then next year, we'll be starting Next Generation season 4. All right, then Friday, iBug Night at the Virtual Movies. We're going to be watching It's a Wonderful Life, that holiday classic. So if you want to see it, haven't seen it in a while, or you want to see it again, please join us here on Zoom on Friday at 8 p.m. We have a little social time at 7:30 Central, so you can always come in for that. That's always a lot of fun. Then we have iBug Apple Workshop on Saturday from 2 to 4. It's going to be our holiday theme. That'll be also here on Zoom. We'll have some trivia, some music, some entertainment, shall we say. So usually we have lots of training, but it's in light of the holidays, it will be a little less formal. So we hope you'll come for that. And then Monday we have iBug Buzz. It's where we talk about all things related to iPhone related products and iOS, everything but the Mac, on Monday from 7:30 to 9:30 on the Zoom platform. And let's see, one last, that's the only thing. And then we'll wrap it up there. You always can follow us on iBUG Today on our website. You can go visit the website ibugtoday.org. We're facebook.com/group/iBug Today, and then Twitter is @iBug Today. All right, with that information, we are finished with the announcements. Thank you, Ava.
Well, thank you, Sandhya. And well, Harshid. So right now, I want to do like a little roundabout so that we can know who's on. I know we have at least one new person who has joined us this evening. So I'd like everybody to go around, introduce yourself, and say what Android product that you have, and where you calling from. Okay. So anybody want to start off first?
Hi, this is Cynthia Gibbs Pratt. I have an
right,
Android Galaxy S8 Plus and 9, and I also use the iOS platform. What did I miss? I'm sorry. I'm on the whole way at Amazon. Y'all gotta, Amtrak. Y'all gotta forgive me.
Oh, well, cool ride.
Well, no, it's not a pleasure trip. I just lost my auntie last week, so I don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, sorry.
My condolences to you.
Thank you.
Okay, but welcome to the call.
Thank you very much. Okay. I'm here. I'm just muted.
Okay.
Jerry Sykes, San Antonio, and I have Echo, and I am concentrating on purchasing next year. If I leave to go to Europe, I hope with the COVID, plan to have an Android phone as well as an iPhone. And I do have a blind shell number 2 question.
Okay, well, welcome, Jerry. Okay, next.
Byron Sykes, Louisville. Have a Smart Vision 2 made by Capsys and a RailSense 6.
Okay, well, welcome. Welcome. Okay, anybody else?
Just Jay Rasmussen, and I have a Google phone, and I also have a Google Show. I mean, Echo Show.
Okay, well, welcome.
Hi, my name is Kim from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I have a Moto E6, and I also have iPhone 12.
Okay, well, welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
This is Sandhya. I guess I like to call it, I think I like what Ava calls it, the Echo family. But probably not as many as Ava has. And I have a Google Pixel, and Hershey will tell me what it is because I keep forgetting. I think it's a 4A or something. Okay, thank you.
This is Herbie. We have quite a few Echo devices and like Google Home Mini and an Echo Show. So
okay, welcome, Herbie.
Hello, this is Simone. I'm calling from Philadelphia. I have a Galaxy A71.
Okay, welcome, Simone.
Thank you.
I think I feel popular.
We have the Google guy on this evening.
This is Hershey and Central Florida. I have a Note 9. I have a Pixel 4 XL. Let's see. I have two audios, Nest audios, Nest this, that, and the other, the hub. Yeah, I have a lot of interesting things on the Nest side and the Google side, but Ava definitely has the Fire stuff, so she's Fire over there.
Yeah, you're sounding a little low to me, Hershey.
I want to be a little bit low because I'm just hanging out.
Uh-huh. All right. So anybody else?
Yeah, this is Foster from Houston, Texas. Um, I have a couple of Fire Sticks, a Fire TV, which my wife uses in her workspace. Three three Google Home Minis, the little mini ones, and OnePlus 8 phone. And recently, I just purchased another Google device, the Asus CX5 2-in-1 Chromebook.
Okay.
Hmm. There you go.
A little
Did you-
quiet here, so
Did your
put
fire
my name
tablet?
on.
Go ahead.
Oh, there we. Hello. Okay, I'm back up. I have to remember self-muting. But yeah, no, this is Ava. I'm calling from Houston, and I have a Galaxy Note. And in the Echo family, I have everything from the Echo Show to the Echo Dots to two Fire TVs on and a Fire tablet. And on the Google side, I have the Google Home Mini. And on the way, I actually have a Google Hub, the Chromecast, and the audio coming. So that is
And
my
we
whole
had
platform.
a gentleman that was trying to introduce himself. So go ahead, sir.
Yes.
You talking about me?
Yes, sir. You're yep.
Well, wasn't sure what was going on. I just brought my name up to say it when that time come. Well, oh, by the way, Ava, I also just got I purchased 3 more Echo for my grandson when I go to Europe. I'm buying him I'm being Santa Claus when I get there. But I just got 3 weeks ago a Microsoft Surface Pro 8 as well. And it's got an Android setup for the Android phone as well. But do you know anything about the blind shell? I know something about it, but on the new blind shell #2, it got Android, it got the actual physical keyboard as well, like you're using VoiceOver as well. It's got a dual band for dual SIM card as well of putting in a SD card as well. And I did talk to the owner in Czechoslovakia, and he told me it was coming out this year, which it did, and international. But I'd like to know, it got WhatsApp, but I don't know how much WhatsApp you're going to get out of it. But I wonder if and they can you download Skype and other things? Do you know anything about it?
This is Hershey, and I would love to answer that question, but I didn't quite catch your name. Your name is, sir?
I'm sorry, Jerry Hogan.
Jerry. All right, Mr. Jerry. So I think we had a couple people in the introductions mention that they had similar devices. So we're gonna open it up to the audience. Anybody in the audience know more information about this specific device and how we could help Mr. Jerry out here? All right, Mr. Jerry. At least you're not hearing crickets, so we don't have any bugs in this house. So I think we fumigated pretty well. But repeat your question and let's see if what we could kind of figure out together. So if you could please repeat your question.
I don't know if you guys will figure it out, but it's called a blind shell. phone called Blind Shell 2 new edition this year, and it's you can have a dual SIM card on it, and you can. I'm sure you can use it all around the world now. The Blind Shell, the first generation, it was only for the United States. You have to be careful if you travel outside; it doesn't work. And then also have a SIM card up to 128 gigabyte. You can got I think a 16 gigabyte internal storage card. It got a tactical keyboard, just like the N80 Nokia phone way in the past. And it's also, you can use it like voiceover as well. And it's a phone about close to $500 for the phone. But there are other apps you can put on too. I just wonder, does anybody can add to that?
So, Mr. Jerry, what I understood is you want to add extra apps onto the Blind Shell. The original one, I'm guessing, was called maybe the Blind Shell Classic, as far as a name that you might be
It's a
referring.
Blind Shell Classic, got the keyboard.
Right.
Also have it's dual setup.
Right.
It's a new one. It's the new one, not the one that was out last year. The one,
Understood.
the new one.
Understood.
And I'll probably have to Google it and
Well,
YouTube it and stuff like that.
and this is actually speaking again to everybody. And what I would take from this, since people aren't completely familiar with it, is if it does have the Play Store, I'm guessing that they're running a older version of Android. So I'll give you a great example that I found out through a couple questions actually here on Android Insight through well, we'll leave her name at B, but she had a question about a Braille Note Touch Plus minus forward exclamation mark $sign, all these numbers, right? All these devices. But anyway, the Braille No Touch Plus, and with that device, what the issue was is they wanted to keep it alive or keep it awake when they're at work, because you're just having a coffee, or you listen to a podcast, you're doing stuff, but then at the same time you might have things to do, and when you're trying to come back to that situation, you can't right away. So when it comes to something like your device, depending on what version of Android it's running, I would first look at that situation. So how to check that? First, swipe down with your notifications, look out for settings. If you don't see settings right away, so for Pixel devices, if you swipe down twice, you hear something that says quick settings. Then settings is towards the bottom of the phone. And once you tap on settings, you're able to then navigate to the specific area. If you had to update, or if you did, depending on what you had to do, that is kind of leading you towards the right area. But again, you have many different conclusions of what you're trying to get accomplished, because as far as the apps, if you have the Play Store, you have basically a storage of maybe 128 or 64 gigs of RAM and storage. So you should be able to put as whatever apps and stuff you want to. And the OS, to give example, I'm trying to think back. I think it's version 8.0 or 8 point something, and the Braille No Touch. Yes, that's what I was starting to think of. Excuse me with that. The Braille No Touch, when I heard it at ACB, when they came on and talked about it, they said the Braille No Touch actually was Android 8, and they really didn't find any reason to update it because it was a lot of R&D, research and development cost. So again, for what we know for devices, this is the biggest disclaimer compared to phones like the one you mentioned, or I think there's one more device out there. And again, Braille device or that, we always have to be careful with what we choose, because you might get the device, but you might not get the support thereafter. But I know that from the first version, as you mentioned, that they have two versions, the old classic versions. On Facebook, people have talked about it in the past, and I have seen some kind of progression. So the best advice I could say is first go to them, and if not, let's talk about it again next month, in 2022, and see how we could maybe rectify a situation. Because again, we want to make sure our voices are heard, and my Google, for example, is definitely one of them. And just to quickly share before we go to the next question is, so if you have a little gripe with Google apps and such, and recently we did a demonstration with the Great Lakes ADA presentation, and one of them is to just get in touch with Google. So the way to get in touch with them, the quickest way, is to go to google.com/whatever. No, kidding. It's not about the address. It's if you have the app Be My Eyes. If you have the app Be My Eyes, you could go ahead and find in the extra features there how to connect with Google. So that's one way. And then g.co/disability support. So again, g.co/disability support. If you type that in, it'll go to a form, and that'll take you to the same place. If you have an app for Be My Eyes, it'll take you to the same place. Or if you're on the web browser, g.co/disability support. And let's just say within apps, if that classic shell, modern shell, next generation shell, futuristic shell has whatever it has, we are at least able to have some kind of support from Google. So if you need to email them, you could email them, you could call them, you could get in touch with them through Be My Eyes if you needed to check with a camera. So I had a thermostat that I checked with. So if he needs to help like that, then those are your choices. But we'll kick it off to the next question. Abe?
All right. So, any other questions? I know prior to the show, I think Tanya had a question.
Yeah, I would like to know how many email addresses can I have on Android?
Let me see. I have 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have about 6 right now.
Oh, okay. I have to ask that question because I've got around 10.
Mm-hmm.
I know on
This is
Android
Hershey.
you can have 250 contacts.
Yes.
This
yes, you
this
can
is
too.
Hershey. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This is Hershey. Wait! I heard two women talking. I heard one from my left ear, one on the right ear, and then I heard a gentleman said, "Wait! Who's talking?"
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
Jay.
So this is Jay. Oh, okay.
Okay,
So,
Jay,
ladies and gentlemen,
there's
this is better.
250
Go
contacts
ahead,
that
Jay.
you can have.
Yep.
And on an iPhone, you can actually have 500.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. J. And so, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to remind everybody, just announce your name because I didn't know who I got to meet Mr. J. So always please announce your name when conversing. That way, just people get to know who you are, what you are, your voice. Maybe we might not remember you, but we might remember your voice. And I think we have Foster over here that I remember his voice. So see how that works. I remember Mr. Foster's voice, and he said, "My name is Foster." And he has a lot of cool Google stuff. So, just saying. Carry on.
Does anybody else has, email questions or know how many emails they have, on theirs or? Okay, because I don't think there's a limit of emails you can have because I actually use my Gmail app. I use the Outlook app for my emails, and I've also used an app called Email at one time. So I don't think there's any limit you can have. And as for the number of contacts, I actually have over 500 on my phone. So
This is Hershey. You know, Ava, what I wanted to bring into focus, it's interesting when you say you have it on Outlook and Gmail and so on and so forth. What I always wondered, which I haven't really played with, and I think I've missed emails because, nobody, I feel lonely because nobody signs up for our Android newsletter, right? Our list. What's our list called again?
Oh no, we have a few on the list.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
signing up. Okay,
Yes.
they're signing up. So
Mhm.
iBUG Insight, right? No. iBUG Android Android Insight INSIGHT plus sign subscribe SUBSCRIBE at gmail.com. Did I get right? Did I get right, Ava?
No, at groups.io.
Oh. See.
Mhm.
This is why Ava is my co-host here. So again, let's just at the top. iBUG Android Insight. I spelled it out. Please, I don't want to spell it out again.
Mhm.
Okay. iBUG Android Insight plus subscribe at groups GROUPS.io. Once you send us a blank email, you could basically be part of our newsletter, basically, or our I guess you call it list these days. Plenty of different names for it. But if you have any questions at that point, hey, Ava Hirsch, you guys talked about such and such, and we want to know. That's a way to get in touch with us between this point till next month, which is going to be 2022. Uh, Happy holidays to everybody. So, like I said, if you have any more extra questions, just want to give you a little bit of information.
All right. So do we have any other questions, comments?
This
Yes,
is Foster. No, go
Go
ahead.
ahead,
Go ahead.
Foster.
Okay. Excuse me. I was looking at the blind shell. The gentleman that was talking about the blind shell, and it doesn't appear to be um, like fully Android. Like Hershey said, they may use an older version of Android, but it kind of has its own stuff because they have their own app store, and it says it has about 30 apps in it. So I don't I don't think that has it doesn't appear to have full Play Store access, or it doesn't appear to have Play Store access at all. It's kind of like how Amazon, even though because they use an older version of Android, Amazon has its own uh, store to get apps, but they aren't necessarily they don't aren't it's not the Play Store apps actually. It's Amazon's own store. So this this company, they seem to have their own set of apps to work with their phone.
Thank you, Foster.
This is Kevin.
Yes,
The blind
Kevin.
shell does have the regular Google Assistant, and I think Maps is one of the other apps in YouTube. So those are from Google. I think it might be the Go version of those apps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not a person like me that's just all over the place with all the apps and you just need certain ones, and the factor that this phone not only is totally audio, but it also has a tactile, like the old phones with the number pad. It has tactile keys to answer and in key and stuff. This would be I would recommend this as a perfect device for someone that just their primary focus is just to communicate, and to still have all the audio so they can listen in. It may also have an email client on it as well, which that would be good too, especially for
It
checking.
does.
Okay.
It
I
has
have the
email, text messages, phone, recorder,
So you used it
maps,
before,
YouTube.
Kevin?
Oh, I watched several demonstrations on it, and
Okay.
I ran across a couple of people that have had it. But
Hershey speaking.
All right, Hershey.
So, interestingly enough, I think between what we've learned, so I want to kind of rewind back 48 hours in our lives, with Ava in my life anyway. So we got to do an awesome presentation for the Great Lakes of Great Lake ADA, and we also have ACB out here, ACB community on board with us here. So it was quite interesting with what we learned, how we presented, and the apps and whatnot, and even the way we say our names, right? This is not something to pick on anybody, but just saying, as far as names go, right now, like Kevin, I'm so glad he's back on the call, because last month we didn't have him on the call to answer some particular questions, that because that's what he deals with. So when it comes to more questions, always remember, just say your name, just whenever you're repeating back and forth, because whenever you got name changes, right? What I didn't realize is, what about if we got transcribers? Now I'm talking, so Hershey's speaking, I'm still talking, and we're continuing. But imagine if I'm talking, a transcriber is actually taking down what I'm saying. So to keep the flow, just saying what we learned, right? Because as we were, Ava, what did you think about that call? Did you learn anything about some apps that you want to talk about? Because I mean, you were talking about some planking, and I mean, I'm lazy, man. I mean, I'm buck something, but I'm skinny dude, and I don't always like to exercise. You want to mention some apps? Whatever you learned.
Oh, well, we did go over plenty of apps. However, I do want to thank Kevin and Foster for that information on the on that telephone, because that was some very enlightening information as well. And I also want to throw it back to the group to see if there's any more questions or comments that they have, or if they want to ask any questions about certain apps. Oh, wow. Oh,
Hi,
This is
this is
Jay.
Kim again.
okay, wait, I have two. So Kim, you go first, and the next person will come after.
Okay, thank you. I do have the Moto E6, and I am new to the Android world, but I'd like to learn. So where can I find out how to use the accessibility features?
this is Kevin.
Yes, Kevin.
I have documentation that I use during my classes that I teach, but I think that you should, on YouTube or in the Google Podcast app, it's the app that I recommend for podcasts, subscribe to the Blind Android Users podcast, because they have lots of demonstrations, and they have the whole podcast, but then it's broken down into sections. So they have like a whole, piece just on editing with TalkBack and selecting text, and they have simple gestures and the new TalkBack versus the old TalkBack, and so there's different tutorials for all kinds of things on there, and it's only like 10 or 15 minutes, and you can get a good start from there. It's very detailed, and you get to hear the phone at the same time as they're demonstrating.
So the Blind Users Podcast, again, this is Kim. The Blind Users Podcast, is that on YouTube, or is that a podcast all like I can find on Apple?
You can find it on Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify. I'm not sure about Spotify, but I'm sure on Spotify. But they have it broken into parts on YouTube. So you can also watch the whole podcast on YouTube, or you could have they have it broken down into sections on YouTube, so you can subscribe to their channel, the blind Android users.
This is Hershey, and Ms. Kim, yeah, it's blind Android users. And if you subscribe on, let's say, YouTube, you do have the ease of going through, let's say you're trying to look up Envision AI, how do you use it? So there's a section in that where you could just look at the Envision AI clip rather than listening to the whole podcast, as Kevin mentioned. So
Okay.
Warren Carr is one of the hosts, and he's been on our podcast or on our conference call here a couple months back. And so it's again blind Android users. So if you join even their mailing list, blind Android users plus subscribe, I think at groups.io, I think is theirs. But we are a partner with them in the sense that Warren has come on here before, and they've been gracious enough to have iBUG Android Insight as one of their partners. So that's a good way to at least look at, let's say you have an app. What is Lookout? What is Google Lookout? What is Leisure Reader? What is Leisure Scanner? You might hear all these names and you're like, huh, what are you talking about? So that's a good place to at least look at it in a shorter form. And Warren does a great job to at least go in detail about how it works for maybe a low vision user to, someone that's just using a screen reader. And he tends to use different voices, so you'll also hear one thing I at least like about their channel is they use different voices, so you get to hear different voices where you might hear maybe a British voice, you might hear a voice, different vocalizer voices. Like I like using Ava because it feels more clear to me as a vocalizer voice for my TTS. So things like that do make a difference. Just to give it, to give example, and blind Android users, and there are other channels out there. So we'll keep it rolling with the next question.
Thank you very much, everybody.
This is Kevin. I just had one question, and not to take over or anything, but is there any like one specific question or getting started thing that you would want to know that would get you at least started?
This is Kim again. Are you referring to me?
Yes.
I don't have a specific question because, again, I'm coming from the world of iPhone. I, a very long time ago, had an Android, but I did not or could not use the accessibility features. So I never really learned anything, about the accessibility features, and hoping that it does compare, or at least, that it'll get me through. So I don't really have any specific questions. I just know that I have no idea where to start. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, this is Ava. Are you low vision for a magnify user, or are you just straight speech user?
I'm low vision, but I've been trying to learn voiceover on iPhone because things are visually changing. So I'd like to, learn that. And again, as well as the Android world as well.
Okay, well, on the Android phone, under accessibility, under TalkBack, they have a great tutorial that will at least get you through learning about TalkBack.
Okay.
And allows you to practice with the gestures as well.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Jay.
Yes, Jerry.
Jay.
Yes.
I'd like to know about some different products that are in apps for finding what you want to have in your in your cupboard. What is in there?
Okay.
This is Kevin.
Yes, Kevin.
Look out, look out, look out, look out.
This is Hershey. Kevin, what are you trying to look out to?
No, which one was that now again?
It's called Google Lookout. It's all you ever need. There's nothing wrong with SuperSense. There's nothing wrong with Bixby Vision. There's nothing wrong with Envision AI. You get Lookout, you'll never need another app.
Well, thank you.
I think we have a great endorsement for Lookout.
This is Hershey.
Yes, Hershey.
It's free. I think everybody's saying this microphone sounds like I'm on radio, but so I'm just gonna have fun with it. It's free. Lookout is definitely cool because you could look at. I did this segment because I became Mr. Google at the what happened a couple days ago. Anyway, Google Lookout does have currency identifier, so if you're trying to look out at how much money you have and how much you might just lend me. Donate iBUG.com. No. iBugtoday.com. Right. Get it right. iBUGTODAY.com or .org. And there's a donate button. We could get devices. So I mean, I'm just saying, hit me up. And no, we would love to at least try the devices out. I mean, we could think about what we have to do. You guys are the audience. So if you guys say, hey, can you raffle off one of the devices after you tested it? We could maybe potentially try that. But again, it's first of all, let's get the donation going or something. So good choices. And yeah, look out, free, only on Pixels and Android devices. So yeah, when we were doing the presentation, I was thinking about it. iOS has Seeing AI, so something similar if you are an iOS user. So, Kim from Philly, I think it was. Don't worry about it. What you want to learn is what you want to learn at the end of the day. So, if you want to learn an Android device, go for it. They all are synonymous. Android, you plug it into a computer, you put on some music on it, you're good to go. I think iOS, you got to go through iTunes or something. But Sandia Rao, you got any questions? You got any answers for that? Anyway, I'm going to go away. Bye-bye.
All right. Yes, so as we were saying, the Lookout app is very good for what you're looking to do as well as for scanning your mail. So it has multiple uses. So do we have anybody else with any more questions, any more app questions?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Gerard. I just wanted, I'm not on my iPhone now, but to get to the tutorial, do I just say, hey, Siri, open up tutorial, or do I have to go through other commands?
You saying on your iPhone?
Yes.
Well, no, this is more on your Android phone.
It's just the iPhone.
No, but we're talking about Android on this call. Our iPhone call will be on Mondays.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that.
Okay, no, that's okay.
This is Hershey, and no worries about being sorry. Again, like same website, iBugtoday.com. We have a couple different calls, but usually the people that we have on this call have both, so no worries. But next question.
Yes, I do have another question. This is Jay. For an app for navigation wise, if you were out at a place and you're trying to make sure you get yourself back home, what would be another good one if you're for walking?
Okay.
Thank you for the question, Jay. And you know what I want to do actually right now? If they don't mind, I hope they don't mind, but can I put Foster and Kevin on the floor? Give me what you got. What do you two say? First, go Foster.
Okay, this is Foster. Jay, are you partially sighted or are you?
I'm a total.
Okay, all right. Well, I would. Well, one thing I recommend is what was that app? Shoot, I forgot the name of it.
Good Maps.
What did you say?
Good Maps. You have Good Maps. Good Maps Outdoors was the newest one out. You have Good Maps Explorer, Nearby Explorer, Lazarillo.
That's the one, Lazarillo.
Lazarillo.
Yeah,
Okay,
that one.
carry
I
on.
like. Yes, thank you. I like that one a lot because I'm actually high partial, but I liked it because it still you had all the audio and everything, and it was pretty accurate. Uh, it's pretty accurate because it uses your location from your phone, and uh, and as far as me, because like I said, I have some vision. The text and everything was on it. I could make it as huge as I needed to actually see it, but it was real accurate because when I do use it, if I'm walking, I just have my headphones on so I don't look at the screen because I don't want to. I want to try to be as much aware of my surroundings as I can. So just listening to the audio on it, I'm able to get where I'm going. So that's the one I
This is
recommend.
Hershey. One more time. Can you at the end? Can you just repeat the apps just for summarization? Which apps are you talking about?
Lazar, how you pronounce it? Lazarillo.
Lazarillo. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is
That's what I'm
Hershey again. And thank you, Foster, for that. And the other one that we wanted to talk about when we were talking about the GPS apps, Ava had a definitely a cool app that I've never heard of is around here. Ava, you want to at least just give you a quick. Can we get some of that that flavor from the great ADA? What were you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I do have to agree with Foster because as a total blind user, I do use the Lazarillo app. Um, and plus it gives you, Jerry, streets when you're getting close to certain streets or crossing streets, to give you the street name as well as businesses that are located around you as well.
Oh,
The
that's nice.
other app that, yes, I heard someone say something.
I said that was nice.
Okay. And then, yes, the other app that I use is called Around. And it just basically, if you're like looking for what's around you, restaurants or something, um, that's for example, because it comes in a list of categories. And you are able to pick a category, let's say restaurants, and it will give you the list of restaurants, their phone numbers, and their ratings as well. But as I said, if I had to say hands down, I would go with the first app if you're walking around, or if even if you're just riding or riding the bus, or even if you're on Metrolift and you want to know, because sometimes I track on Metrolift so I know when I'm getting closer to home. And that is a very good app for that as well. Okay.
Thank you.
So,
And that was
anybody?
Lipario, you said?
Lazarillo.
Okay.
Shoot, I don't even have the spelling near me. Hershey, do you have the spelling of that?
Why do I always
I
gotta spell
This is
everything out?
Foster. I got it.
Yes,
Go ahead,
Foster.
Foster.
Okay, thank
I'll
you,
help you
Foster.
out, Hershey. I'm the other deep voice. I'll help you out, Hershey. We got a couple of deep voices out here. It's Lazarrillo. And the actual title of the app is Lazarillo GPS for Blind.
And if we all remember, my favorite word, it's free.
Free 99. Mine is free 99. That's my
Hmm.
Free is
There we
cool, and
go.
if you really want to hear an interview who made the app, the gentleman's interview is actually what we talked about with blind Android users, and this is Hershey at the end of the day.
Mhm. All right. Any other questions about apps or any other suggestions for GPS apps?
This is Kim again, real quick.
Yes, Kim.
Um, like, I don't know if it's like Apple phones, but I've opened up some apps on this phone and I'm like, wait a minute, don't I need to close these tabs? And I also wanted to know how to delete apps from my phone. So closing them out, because I think there are tabs where they're open in the background, and how to delete apps.
Okay, we're gonna throw that out to the floor.
This is Kevin.
It's Kevin.
I did want to just comment on the Lazario and the and make a recommendation for the Good Maps outdoor. It's a relatively new app, so the more downloads, the better. And it's something that the good thing about Good Maps is that it's something that's on both OSs at almost the exact same time. It's like feature parity on both sides, and they have the Good Maps Outdoor and the Good Maps Explorer, and that's going to allow you to one day hopefully do indoor navigation as well as outdoor navigation. And a lot of times I just use the regular Google Maps and go into the settings and turn on guided voice guidance, and I can use that just as well as the apps that are made specifically for the blind. So Google Maps has the voice guidance built in. You can use that.
This is Foster. Kevin,
Carry on, Foster.
Can you tell her about how to do the how she can close all the apps at once or
yes
by themselves?
Yes. So in your navigation bar at the bottom of the screen, you have home in the middle.
Okay.
And I haven't held a Motorola in a long time. So your recents is either on the left or the right. The recents is the quote unquote app switcher or whatever.
Okay.
So you have back on one side, depending on how the manufacturer does it, and you have recents on the other side.
Okay.
If you double tap on recents, there's going to be a list of all of your open apps, and you can swipe up with 2 fingers to close individual apps. Depending on the operating system you have, you either swipe up with 2 fingers or you swipe to the right with 2 fingers to swipe the app away. But if you swipe to the left far enough, you will get to a close all option.
Okay.
Now to uninstall an app, you go to the app drawer. You might have an icon on your home screen for the app drawer, or you can swipe up with 2 fingers. Do it kind of like in the middle of the screen. Swipe up with 2 fingers, you'll open up the app drawer and just swipe to the right and just flick to the right until you get to the app you want. And you're going to need this repeated a few times, but you swipe up and to the right to go to, and then it's going to pull up this menu. You double tap on actions, and one of the things that will be in there is uninstall. That's the short way to do it, because otherwise you'd have to go through the settings and then go to apps and then find the individual app and then go over to uninstall. So, but you can do it from the app drawer. You can actually uninstall from the home screen as well, but you swipe up to the right, double tap on actions, and then flick over to the right till you get to uninstall.
Now, those instructions, it's Kim again. Those instructions you're giving me, is that if someone were using like a voiceover on their Android, or just those are the gestures for everybody?
That is the gestures for if you're using TalkBack. Another thing that you can do that will work with TalkBack, or if you're just a sighted user, anybody, is you can double tap and hold on the app, and that will make the available actions come up. That's an Android gesture, just for everybody. You can double tap and hold on the app, and if you have TalkBack on, it'll make a noise. Your phone will vibrate whether you have
Mm-hmm.
TalkBack on or not, and then it'll have the available actions. So it'll be uninstall or delete email or whatever the icon that you double tap and held.
Okay, thank you. That was helpful. I did find the part where I was able to get rid of close the apps. I did find that, and it was all the way to the right. The drawer that you spoke of, I just did one finger up to the middle.
Yeah, so if you don't have TalkBack on, okay, yeah, you're right. So anything that I say that uses two fingers, that's with TalkBack on. If TalkBack is not on, you use one finger.
Gotcha.
So you can swipe in from the left, or you can swipe, you can swipe to the right. You can swipe in from the left, and that'll make the screen go back. It'll make it go back a level. But you do that with two fingers with TalkBack on. You do it with one finger with TalkBack on.
Okay. So to delete, I could do the double tap,
but you double tap and hold with one finger.
Okay.
Double tap and hold with one finger.
Uh-huh.
And it should bring up some actions for whatever.
Okay.
This is Foster.
Thank you so much.
Foster.
I'm just curious, Kim, what enticed you to get the Moto phone? I'm just curious as to why you chose that particular phone.
Well, actually, I didn't. It was one of those, or it is one of the phones that they give out for free. And I needed an extra phone anyway. So I was going to use this phone in lieu of my iPhone. There's other things I like to do with the phone that I don't want to use with the iPhone. So that's the reason why I had gotten it. But for my other buddies, they keep saying, oh, it's just as good as an iPhone. I'm like, okay. So in order for me to operate it, I've got to understand the accessibility gestures for it as well.
Okay, and this is Foster again. And so this is this through your state or something, or what?
Yeah, I was approached and they said, do you have blah, 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 blah? And I said, yeah, it's a smartphone, definitely a smartphone. Motorola, and that was why I chose it, because it is a Motorola. I wasn't familiar with the model, but I'm pretty sure it's probably a low-end phone, but it has talk, text, go online, go. So it does everything in that regards.
Yeah, it's that was more of a mid-ranger. So yeah, it's more of man, what state?
I'm
different states have.
I'm Pennsylvania.
Okay, different states have different things. Because here in Texas, we have a program called STAP, STAP, and with that program, you can get a free iPhone, or they give you a voucher, and you can, if the voucher covers it, your iPhone will be free. Or you can get, I think some of the Samsung Galaxy models. You could do an iPad. So it's just curious about what states have, what types of programs they have to assist.
Yeah, they have a bunch of them. This one I think is SafeLink. So, but I still have my iPhone, of course. Thank you again.
Kevin.
This is Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Do you have enough usable vision to quickly go to settings and go to about phone? I'm just curious which version of Android, the Moto E6. I'm usually up on my Motorola phones, but that's going to determine which version of TalkBack you have. So I just wanted to see which version of Android.
I do have usable sight, just a matter of whether I can find it. I found settings.
Yes, so go to settings and then go to about device or about.
So ladies and gentlemen, just Kevin's talking here, and I'm sorry I'm talking over Kevin. But Kevin is giving directions, right? So no, this is beautiful. I like this. I was about to do something similar, but Miss Kim from PA, Philly, you got Kevin from Houston, I think, right?
Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin. Excuse me. My bad. What team should we go for then? Let me, because before Cynthia say something or somebody say something, because this is our hour. This is my minute right now. It's my minutes, I think. Hopefully, Ava, is it my minutes? I mean, ask permission.
Yeah, we still doing good. But yeah, but while Kim is looking at that, navigating that, does anybody else have any questions about apps or how to do something on your phone or any comments?
Oh snap! I heard a Samsung in the background. That's Hershey.
This is Jay.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Jay.
On my phone, when I ask it to say time, tell it to do the time, it doesn't say it. It just shows it on the screen, and then I have to swipe down. I've had other people with their phones, it'll say what the time is.
Kevin, can I throw this at you? And Jay's question was, can I'm saying where I'm looking at the time, it doesn't say to. Kevin, can you clarify?
Yes. Which phone do you have?
I have the Pixel 4.
The Pixel 4, he's trying to say the time. How can I see the time is the question. So, Kevin, how do you answer that?
It seems like somehow so does Assistant answer anything for you? If you ask get your volume level, if you ask it tell me a joke, is it responding to anything verbally?
When I ask it to tell a joke, I know it says it.
But it's not saying the time. That's weird. That I have the Pixel 4. Mine is saying the time. I don't know. Are you squeezing the sides to summons the assistant?
No.
You have the 4 or the 4A?
Just a 4, as far as I know. I don't know what.
Yeah. So squeeze the sides toward the bottom.
Okay.
And see if it vibrates and see if you can ask it what time it is.
Okay.
Device unlocked. 7:01 p.m. Google Assistant. Pixel Launcher.
Hey Google, what time is it?
Google Assistant. Google Assistant. Julia T.
Okay, it sounds like his this is Hershey. It sounds like your volume I think is an issue because so I wanted to try experiment, but can I'm gonna add a disclaimer. Please cover your ears if you're listening on headphones. Okay, so I'm going to turn on something that might work. I hope it works. I have a Pixel 4 XL, same phone, similar to Mr. J's phone. So I am turning on the volume now, but just let me, Kevin, if I could keep you at the front, can you let me know what you hear and tell me, or Ava, Kevin, Ava, let me know what you hear, okay? So I'm gonna go up in volume. Do you hear that?
No.
I don't.
No.
Okay. Anyway, so let's go back to the question then. What is the question at hand in the sense of what we're trying to accomplish, right?
Yeah. This is
I'm
Kevin.
just trying to get it to where
say the time.
Just say
So
the time versus me swiping it.
So
whenever I say on my phone, okay, now I'm just gonna use my microphone. So did you hear 52%? Speech rate 133%. Do y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Google.
9:03
Time.
p.m. Device locked.
9:03 p.m.
Tap to dismiss assistant.
Okay, 1 second. Let's go ahead and turn off these loudspeakers. Okay, Google.
Device.
Time.
It's 9:03 p.m.
And they still want to keep talking. So I'm gonna
This
go ahead, keep talking.
This is Kevin. The speaker overrules anything else the speaker takes precedent over your device when you do a request.
So, like I said,
So you
Kevin
have to
is
summons it
Kevin
by
basically Kevin is teaching you what it means, right? Like you could do squeeze. I'm fumbling with it just like anybody else would, right? What would you do? And here Kevin's just laughing over here at me, but Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy everything, Happy holidays. But Kevin's just laughing at me over here. But let's see. Let me get this right before we end. We got plenty of time. So like, if you have questions, Kevin could be quiet. I could just hit the mute button on him. But anybody has questions or concerns, I'm working on this. Please. I know we're kind of silly and funny over here, but anybody have questions, concerns?
So I wanted to hear, this is Kevin, I wanted to hear if he squeezes the bottom of the screen, Jay, and ask it
Okay,
for the
this is
weather.
Hershey. Let's see. What's the weather? What's the weather?
Tap to start listening. Tap to dismiss assistant.
What's the weather?
Google Assistant. Tap to dismiss assistant.
Nope. Don't hear nothing. What? You lying to people, man.
Well,
What's
Kevin,
the weather?
What's the weather?
I don't hear
Okay.
nothing, Kevin. I don't hear nothing, Kevin. Nothing. What's the weather?
Yours is turned down too.
You understand what? So it happens to everybody. But if I touch my phone,
69 degrees Fahrenheit. Rain. High. 73 degrees low. 66 degrees. Precip. 90%. Wednesday. Daytona Beach. In list.
There it is.
come on, true.
Okay, Kevin, you had a comment that you were going to make?
No, I was wanting to see if Jay could get it to work, to see if his assistants will respond if he was squeeze the bottom, summons the assistant, and ask it for the weather or to tell a joke or anything to see if it's just the time that's not working.
Device locked.
Hey, Google, tell me a joke.
Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide.
Romeo. Capital Y.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
So
You know,
it's
I
just
don't
not-
squeeze it. I just ask it.
Yes, that's fine.
Bullet. Bullet.
I don't know why the time
5,
is not
6,
working.
7. Bullet. 5.
Hold
Bullet.
on.
0. Bullet. Bullet. Delete. 0 delete.
Oh,
0. Bullet. Done.
let me see.
Device unlocked. Assistant
What
microphone.
time
Tap
is
to start
it?
listening.
Okay, so while they are trying to figure that out, does anybody else have any questions or comments? Or any other apps that they're having a problem with or want to know more about? And as you know, for any of this that you're following with us, if you want to go back and review at a later date, all of this will be on our ibugtoday.org under the Android Insight tab. So if you don't remember what was said or things happen, because sometimes these may occur after we get off the call, you're always welcome to go back there and listen, or you can email me on our iBug Android Insight list if you're signed up on it.
This is Hershey.
Yes, Hershey.
Hey, wait a minute. Is this the last call?
For this year.
You for? I forgot. Sandia. Is this the last call? Miss Principal. Happy holidays to all three of you, or all three of you,
Yes.
because Michael, well, the whole team, Michael, Chanel, you, so on and so forth. But honestly, like, you guys make these questions come alive. And Kevin, much appreciated. Happy holidays to everybody. Because like y'all's questions basically drives the mind of concern or you know, provokes a thought like, hey, should we talk about microphones? Should we talk about this? Because we always got, I always think I got to sound half decent because I'm delivering a message, right, with Android. And you guys couldn't hear my phone earlier, but Pixel phones are cool, right? They got 3 years to 5 years security patches and such. Samsung phones are definitely another one. When you just talk about hardware, it's hard to say. Like, Kim, you got the E6. E6 is a cool phone, but I think what Kevin was really asking about was, hey, what operating system is Google really going to put on this phone, right? So we always come down to where phones are going to work right and how they're going to work right, and how are they going to work for accessibility, and how can we, Kevin's always instructing people, hey, do this, do that, this is how you use your phone. How can one use a phone? And then you got Amazon stuff, you got different devices. So, it's much appreciated that everybody follows us. And like I said, if you have questions, concerns, just email us, and we're happy to answer your questions.
Okay, so does anybody else have any comments, questions?
I'd also like to say happy holidays.
All right, thank you.
And this is Kevin. I did get the time. The time is working on my Pixel 4. So we might have to go through the resetting your voice settings or your assistant. The first thing that you might want to try is just going into the settings part and then go into apps and finding the Google Assistant and Google Assistant and clearing the data. And basically wipes the app clean and then start over. But everything else is working except for the time. I don't understand that.
As far as I know, I mean, I don't know if anything else isn't, but I know if I ask it other questions, as far as I know, it announces it. So I go to settings, then go to voice.
I go to settings, then go to apps, and it'll say most the recently used apps, and assistant will be the first or second one there. Double tap on that, and then go to where it says storage and data, and double tap, and then go to clear cache or clear data.
Okay. Okay, we can do that.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
All right, so does anybody else has any other questions, comments, suggestions? Okay, so.
Yeah, this is Gerard again. How do you spell that email address? That you,
the one for the Google Help?
Yeah.
All right, Hershey?
G.co/disability support. DISABILITY.
So disability dot what?
Disability support.
Oh, disability support dot com?
No. So G, the letter G, the .co/disability support.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so. Any more questions, comments? Remember, this is your forum. You can ask anything that you want to know about, curious about, or even if you tried something that you may want to enlighten the group about. Because there's always apps out there that we all don't use the same apps, but then there are some that we do use that are the same. So, and with Android being an open source, we do have access to a lot of different apps out there. So
This is Foster.
yes, Foster.
One of the things that I like about Microsoft is that you can pretty much use their main apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint on the Android, on the Android platform, and they all work pretty well too. So that I use those apps a lot. And one of the features that Microsoft added to its apps is when you're reviewing a Word document, for example, they added a read aloud feature. So that kind of gives you extra, like if you want to use TalkBack, you can use TalkBack to read it. If you want to use the read aloud from the Word application, you can do that. But I use a lot of my Microsoft apps on my Android phone since I have the Office 365 subscription.
All right, that is some very good insight. And I'm along with Foster because I do the same thing with mine as well. So
This is Kevin. I just had an update on the Google Chromecast with Google TV. They improved the live or the for you section. So now some apps that I was having trouble with that weren't accessible, like Philo, which is not Google's fault, it's Philo's fault. But now the live TV view, it pulls in all of your, so if you have a antenna or you have Sling or you have, Hulu Live or whatever, it pulls them all into one view. And now it's much more accessible and much more responsive. And so you can access any of the channels. And they just added 300 Pluto channels also. But now you can hold down the dictate button or whatever it is called, and you can tell it which channel you want to watch, and it'll go there. Before it would throw an error or try to, like if I said go to BET, it would try to open the BET Plus app, but now it goes to whatever channel you ask it to, like some of the other, like Comcast remotes and some of the other ones. So it's like a huge improvement for the accessibility side. They did it for everybody, but it makes everything work better with TalkBack as well.
Yeah, this is Foster. My only gripe with the Google TV, and mind you, I love it, but my only gripe is they did not put enough storage on it.
Oh yes, it does not have enough.
So what I'm having to do to expand the storage is to buy a USB hub, USB type C hub, and then you have to buy another AC adapter that I forgot what the voltage has to be, but the voltage has to be kind of high because it has to power the hub and still power the Chromecast, Google TV with Chromecast, and then you can throw a jump drive on there to add extra storage. But outside of that, I love the device, but it's just you have to add that extra hub to if you want to add more storage. And just like the phone, you can also once you add that, you can also offload your apps onto your jump drive, and it'll, from what I've read and seen on YouTube, you can still control those apps from off the jump drive with the Google TV.
And this is Kevin, and I saw a report on Android Police or one of them that there's a new update and it's supposed to gives you some much needed storage back, but I don't know how much that is. Like mine says it's full. So, but if I can get 2 or 3 gigs back, because I don't know if I'm not as much of a techie as Foster. I don't think I'm not doing all that to get one.
All right, y'all. Well, that is good to know, especially since I will be getting mine soon. All right, so any other apps that anybody would suggest, especially to our new users? Or does
This is
oh,
Kevin.
go ahead, Kevin.
I was talking about Lookout earlier, but for organizing cupboards or anything, Way Around is a great app. You have to pay for the labels and the stickers, but they have the different forms, the clips and the round ones and the square ones that are for metal products, and the buttons that you can sew on. And they have a little bit of a special right now, but Way Around is a really good app, and it takes advantage of some of the things that are different about Android versus iOS or whatever. So they keep the app updated. It's feature rich, it's very accessible, and it's just another neat tool for getting organized, or for your clothes or groceries or whatever you're trying to tag. So check it Way Around, and maybe get one of the sample packs and see how you like it.
All right, thank you, Kevin. That is a very good suggestion. So do we have
This is
any other?
Sonia.
Yes, Sandhya.
I had a question. So we talk a lot on the iOS side about air tags and tiles and stuff. So I mean, I guess is there? I guess the tiles work on the Android app as well. Is there anything else comparable that y'all use?
Yes, this is Kevin. I have the Amazon. I got the Samsung smart tags. I got one for free when I got my Galaxy S21. So, and they only work with the Samsung phone. So Samsung's kind of pulling a Apple, but yeah, it came out in January of this year, and the Samsung Smart Tag or Galaxy Tag Plus or whatever came out like in maybe March or something like that. But those are the ones that are, if you have any kind of Samsung phone, from the low end to the flagships, folds, and all that, you can use the smart tags. And then of course Tile works, and I saw some article today that you can track your Apple Apple tags or Air tags or whatever they call on your Android phone. I don't know how that is. I didn't click on the article. I just saw the headline.
All right, thank you, Kevin. All right, so we are getting down to our last 7 minutes of our call. I want to thank everybody because we have had some great information come out and good questions for and help with getting people started on their phones this time. As I said, this is our last call for 2021, and our next call will be January 19th of 2022. So as Hershey said earlier, this is the holiday season. So for those who celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, I want to say I hope y'all have a wonderful season, wonderful celebration. And for those who don't, I want to just say happy holidays. And I am going to leave the last few minutes for those who have any comments or questions that you would like to say.
This is Sonia one more time.
Yes, Sandhya.
Is there, we get this question a lot. Are there apps that you would recommend for color identifiers on the Android side?
Okay, we're gonna throw that out to the floor.
This is
This
Kevin.
is
I know about a whole bunch of them, but I don't like any of them. But I don't know because they're just too inconsistent. But maybe Foster knows a better. I know of several though.
Yeah, this is Foster. I don't necessarily. How can I put it? Well, I've been into Bluetooth like since they put Bluetooth on cell phones. So I don't so much buy a particular app, but I look for headphones that have good apps that, like Plantronics or Jabra. So I look for headsets like that because those headsets, a lot of time they offer the app to go with the headset that will announce the call when it comes in. So I prescribe if you have a certain brand of headphones you like, usually there's an app support that, and you can program the app to announce calls, announce text messages, things like that. Like on the iPhone, a lot of that's built in the iPhone itself, but you can actually buy headsets that have supporting apps that do that. And I know the Jabra app works really well with most of the Jabra headsets. Like it'll announce the calls as they come in, and also certain models of the Plantronics apps will do the same thing. So, but I don't prescribe to any particular like third party app.
This is Anya.
Yes, Sonia.
Just to clarify, I may have said it with a southern drawl. I meant color identifiers.
Well, I want to thank yes, Sonia. I want to thank Foster. That is good to know for headphones because
I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But as Kevin said, I have a lot. This is Ava. I have a lot of color identifier apps I've tried and deleted, and I'm not happy with them because I actually had to figure out what chartreuse was, or some of these odd colors that you're just trying to say blue or something. But no, I have not found an app or even an external device that would give color identification, in such an accurate way. It's more if I had to use something, then I would actually literally go to Be My Eyes and let a live agent tell me what colors I have.
This is Sonia. Thank you. I mean, we have the same quandary on the iOS side, but just wondering, it's always good to know what's out there. So thank you.
Thank you, Sonia, for the question.
This is Kevin.
Yes, Kevin.
Sometimes what I found to be a little more accurate than any of the other things, instead of a live color identifier, is TapTapC. So if I upload something like a picture or something, it'll say a man in a blue shirt, and 9 times out of 10, the shirt is actually blue. So that works. I don't know if that's the new and improved, I don't know if that's a little bit of crowdsourcing and a little bit of image processing, but I've found that a lot more helpful than some of the other live color identifier, because it just changes by the second. Depending on how you're holding it, how close it is, the light, and all that other stuff.
Yes, I do have to agree with you. Well, just to let everybody, we're down to our last 2 minutes. And as I said before, I want to thank everybody for joining our call. And remember, our next call is January 19th, 2022. I can't believe we're at the end of the year already. So, Hershey, would you like to say anything on our parting?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And whatever questions you have, please let us know. We're always here to answer your questions. So thank you so much, people. And I hope you have a great, wonderful 2022.
I want to thank Michael and Sandia for hosting and getting the Android Insight call up and running for us.
This is Sandhya. Absolutely. We are so grateful to Harshid and Ava for putting all this together. And we obviously couldn't do it without you. And just a shout out, I don't know if y'all got to talk about this, but we were invited to be part of the Great Lakes ADA Center presentation. And we did a presentation on iPhone and Android. And so Ava and Hershey did an awesome job on the Android side. So that will be broadcast soon, and we'll be sharing that with everyone. It's a broad resource, a list of apps that are useful on both platforms. So thanks to everybody and happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays, and thanks to ACB community for hosting us.
All right.
All right.
Can you do me one favor? Can you repeat the thing that you said in the beginning of all the different things that you guys have?
Okay, this is
In your
Sandhya.
sleep.
Oh, Hershey, you want to do that? What are we talking about? Like, you mean programs, sir?
Well, you guys were rattling off all the different, time,
Announcements.
days and different things.
Oh, yes. Okay. Real quick. I mean, the best way to get all the information is on our website, obviously, is ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org under the upcoming tab. That way, then you can register there, and then you'll get notifications of everything that's coming up. And then as far as for this week coming up, we have the Trekkie Talk tomorrow on this same Zoom conference call if you're a Trekkie at 8 p.m. Central. And then on Clubhouse platform, we have It's iBug's Life, and we're going to be talking about shopping, holiday shopping, and that's from 6 to 8. And then on Friday, we're watching It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life on Zoom, here on Zoom, audio described. And there's social time at 7:30, and the movie starts at 8 Central Time. Then on Saturday, we have various iOS platforms training, and one of those is the iBug Apple Workshop. And that'll be from 2 to 4 on the same Zoom conference line. It's kind of more of a holiday theme. There'll be a little bit of trivia and kind of fun stuff. But normally we have third-party and built-in app demos and Apple News and so forth. And we have so those are the upcoming social events. We have a book club. So all that information would be the best place is to go to our website and check it out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and welcome to all of y'all new people and old people. All right, guys.
Thank y'all, and y'all have a wonderful holiday.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you for your help. Bye-bye.